Cliffy, how's that pool that you set up from that Cliffy of the Creek video? How's your aquaponics coming along? Yeah, this video got 4 million views, and so obviously there's a lot of people invested in this video. I got these seeds. We got some lettuce and some thyme. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little walkthrough, show y'all what's been going on, what I got going on with this little pond. The last batch of tadpoles is completely gone. I only brought like 3 from the creek and 1 regular wild guppy / minnow. And so yeah, all of them are gone except for the one little minnow. He's still in there. And he got some companions. I gave him some companions. I have 15 like rosy red minnows or something like that. And then 2 goldfish. So yeah, for a while it was just no plants except for the spring onion that was in there. And then I just put in these fish. And so the system was going relatively well. At that point, I realized I had to order a pH tester. It wasn't going to be something I could eyeball. So I just got a digital pH tester. And then I started to realize that because my green onions were dying, the roots were getting towed up by some snails. That's right. Snails magically spawned in my, if this was the 1600s, the 1400s, I would say that was spontaneous life, like life can just be generated from nothing, because I had my water sitting out there and then boom, one day there's just a bunch of snails in there. Yeah, so after adding the goldfish and whatnot, the snails numbers really dwindled. Not only that, but I learned that the snails, while they do help your system by eating dead shit, like dead plants, and they eat up some nasty matter, my original concern was that the snails would release too much ammonia and just nitrates into the water. Well, one, they kind of counteract that, but there is one concern with snails, that they make your system calcium deficient, because their shells require calcium to be shells. Now I handled them snails, but there's another problem. So I go out there yesterday and there's just a bunch of frog eggs sitting on the top of the water, which is ridiculous because they were only there for 1 day. I saw them just 1 day. So I'm Googling, how long does it take for tadpole to spawn? How long does it take for the egg to hatch? It says it could take like 3 weeks. I go out there today and there's just a bunch of baby tiny ass tadpoles in there. And I'm like, bruh, you telling me that all that information I was researching yesterday about tadpoles is just wrong? Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the pet store today and purchase me I might get a fighting fish. I might just get a beta. But then again, I'm just gonna look for something that would easily predate on these tadpoles, like a bigger goldfish. I have 2 goldfish in there, but I want an Oscar or a little sunfish, something. I'm also gonna buy some pleco to clean up the algae, and then some sunfish or a bluegill. I looked online and a bluegill cost a single bluegill cost $130 something, which is kind of ridiculous because I could just go out to a local pond and catch a little bluegill for the free with a little piece of bread and a worm. I could just catch a bluegill. But yeah, if you order them online, it's literally going to run you over $100. Like a bluegill in America, ordering a bluegill is the same cost as ordering one of the cheapest guns that you could buy, which is weird. A fucking fish costs as much as a gun. And it's not even a rare exotic fish. It's the type of fish that you could go catch in most waterways. Anyway, we're just gonna open this, plant it, and then I'm gonna soon show you guys an update video where I got the system running. There's hyacinth in there. One of the hyacinth bloomed. Its flower looks pretty good. I got some lilies in there, wild lilies from this little trip. Yeah, that's what Cliffy's got going on. I'm about to create a larger scale system. As I get these smaller systems, I'm gonna do another kiddie pool, and then I'm gonna do one in the ground with like a couple 100 gallons. I want to get some tilapia in there. See what it's like to raise tilapia or Nile perch. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun, and that's all Cliffy really been on. Other than triggering the Brawl Stars community, Cliffy's just been trying to become a farmer, a sustenance farmer. Let me preface all of this by saying that the ultimate goal of these systems that I'm creating is to prove that the pedagogy, the nomenclature, the curriculum is all degenerate and baseless. It's all brain dead retardation. Now there's this idea that when you create a system that you need a filter, you need electricity running to it. You need something mechanical to help you with your system, help keep it alive. And it's just not true. It literally is illogical, it's nonsensical, it's irrational. I hate anyone who wants to sit there and tell you need to buy a filter, you need to buy a heater, you need to buy a bubbler to aerate your tank, aerate your system. These are the ideas of idiots who have never been outside and who can't conceive of a world in which nature is just doing its thing. These are probably the same people who don't believe in Santa. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is that to create a self-sustaining ecosystem, all you have to do is get a couple check marks done. You just need it to be cleaning itself. You know, there's lots of little aspects like, algae, and then the oxygen in the water, cleaning out nitrates and ammonia and whatnot. I haven't fed the fish once. Only one of the fish has died. And it was literally like the second day. I think that fish just got bullied into submission by the other fish. All I'm trying to say is that a self-sustaining ecosystem should not be hard to create.